Today's video is all about lunch inspiration. What is up, you guys? If this is the first time that you're stopping on one of my videos, welcome. In today's video, we are going to talk lunch inspiration. Now, I've been a little lax on how I prepare my children's lunches because for the past year, we have been home, well, even longer than a year at this point, but all of my kids did some kind of schooling here at home this past year, and so I've been able to just give my kids things like leftovers and warm and cozy things like mac and cheese and chicken sandwiches that are all hot off the press. Now, don't get me wrong, I've definitely sent those things to school, and I used to pack portable lunches for my kids all the time, and I have a full playlist that I can link down below in case right now you're sending your kids with lunches on the go. And my kids will return to public school, all three of them, come the fall. So if you're new here, make sure that you're subscribed with that notification bell clicked so that you guys can be notified when I start sharing those lunch videos again. But for now, my inspiration has been more creative in the sense that I've had freedom and I've been able to do really whatever that the kids desire on their fancy lunch trays that I got from Amazon. So I'm going to take you down to my kitchen counter and I'm going to share with you what my three kids have taken for lunch while they're home for school. So if you are new here, you will quickly learn what my children's likes and dislikes are, and I'll explain their name and ages as we go along. And these snazzy aluminum lunch trays can be found listed in my Amazon store below. So now this tray is my 7-year-old Mason, and this kid can truly eat, and he loves himself some corn dogs, so I always make him two. Along with his corn dogs, he has these mango peel away fruit leather buttons that I got from Trader Joe's. I got a variety of different flavors, and this is the first one that the kids had, and they really, really liked them. For his sweet treat, he has one of these stuffed puff filled marshmallows. It's an individually packed one. I got some as a free gift from an Every Plate box, and then I also got some as a free gift in a Walmart grocery haul pickup specialty bag. So I had a couple on hand to give the kids for dessert. He has a pear fruit cup, and then that's some of that synergistically flavored popcorn that I got from Trader Joe's. It's a little bit spicy, but everybody seemed to love it. Now, this is my oldest son, Jacob. He's about to be 17 in July, and he does not like corn dogs. So when the other kids have corn dogs, he has the white cheddar gnocchi from Trader Joe's. He has a watermelon soured raisins, and then he also has one of those stuffed puffed marshmallows, except his is a chocolate with chocolate on the inside. Jake is definitely a chocolate kid. He has some fresh broccoli here, and then he also has some of that popcorn. And then here is my youngest, and that is Maya. She'll be 5 in June, and she pretty much has the same thing as Mason, except she has one corn dog, and then instead of the pear cup, she has broccoli. Jacob and Maya really love their veggies, but Mason, he's more of a fruit kid. So that is it for the kids for this day. So for the next day, the kids did pizza rolls, and I love when they do pizza rolls because they all love them. So it makes my job a little bit easier. So this is Jacob's plate. Of course, he has the majority of the pizza rolls, and then whatever raw broccoli we didn't finish the day before, I cooked up for this day because again, my kids love broccoli. So he had some cooked up broccoli, he had some sour lemon raisins, he has some watermelon, and then he has that PB&J snack duo from Trader Joe's, which is a peanut butter wafer cookie with a jelly dipping stick. Now, this is Maya's. You can tell by the veggie. She has a few pizza rolls with some watermelon, that cooked broccoli. She has a fruit leather strip from Aldi, and then she has one of those Nature's Bakery fig bars. It comes with 2 of those cookies, like a really large fig Newton, and I usually split that between the little kids. So she is having her fig Newton. And then for Mason, he has his pizza rolls and his watermelon. He has the other half of that fig bar and then a fruit leather. But then, like I said, Mason's not one for veggies, so he has an apple, and sometimes I'll even give him a little bit of peanut butter to dunk his apple in just for a little bit of extra protein. But that was it for the kids on this day. Now, on this day, my oldest had a drama production, and so the little kids had lunch at home, but my oldest had to go to his school, so I packed a little bit of a lunch on the go. So on this day, I made the Cracker Barrel white Vermont cheddar cheese macaroni and cheese. That's always a win. So this is Mason's plate. He has some mac and cheese. He has one of those fig bars. He has one of those fruit leather strips, some of those puffs, and then some applesauce. And Maya has the exact same plate, except she has a little bit less mac and cheese. Mason, like I said, could kill some food. But then in here, this is Jacob's. So in my Rubbermaid container, he has some mac and cheese. He has some of those Snack Factory pretzel chips. He has some chocolate covered almonds and a little granola square in a side cup. All right, for this day is another day where the kids are pretty much the same, and we did fish sticks. Now you can see we do a lot of hot food, like I said, because we are home. So when the new school year starts, I'll be able to share with you how I do a lot of this hot food and still transition it inside of school. So here is Amaya's plate. She has 4 fish sticks. She has a Great Value chocolate pudding. She has some of those cheddar sour cream and onion puffs that we get from Sam's Club. She has a cheese stick, and then she has a little bit of pears with some strawberries. So that was it for little girl. And then, like I said, Mason usually is pretty close, but he has more. So he has 2 extra fish sticks, same thing, pudding, a cheese stick, some of those sour cream and onion puffs, and he has a little bit more pear than she does and some strawberries. Here's Jacob. He usually gets 10 fish sticks. That's my big kid. And then he has some of those sour cream and onion puffs. He has a cheese stick. He has strawberries also, but he's not huge on pear. So I peeled him an orange. And then he had been drooling over the leftover M&Ms that we had from some of the Easter things that we did. So I just gave him the rest of the M&Ms as his little treat as opposed to pudding. He's not really one for pudding. But that was it for my kids on this day. One thing that my kids absolutely love that really warms my soul is bagels. They are after their mama's own heart because bagels are my thing. Like, I absolutely love them. And on this day, everybody was taking a bagel, but they kind of did it a little bit different. So this is Amaya's plate. Those are the Ellie's Everything bagels that I get from the Dollar Tree. You'll be able to tell that they're a little bit smaller than the ones that I get from Costco. But she has some ranch dressing with cucumbers and tomatoes. She has some popcorn with a little bit of pickle seasoning. I have that linked in my Amazon store if you guys want to check that out. That popcorn seasoning is so good. She has an apple and then a pinwheel. Now Mason has the exact same thing, but instead of the cucumbers and tomatoes, he has some applesauce, and then he also has a pear instead of the apple. And then Jake has some cucumbers and tomatoes with ranch dressing. He has some popcorn with a little bit of pickle seasoning. He has an orange, and then he has 2 of those Tim Tam Slams, or that's what they're supposed to be. They're Aussie kind of cookies. I got them from Trader Joe's. You're supposed to be able to bite off each corner and then suck through it, but we weren't able to figure it out. I don't know how we were doing that wrong, but we were not able to figure out that cookie. But then he also has one of those bagels, the little bit of the larger ones that I get from Costco, and on it he had ham and cheese and lettuce and tomato with a little bit of mayo. Like I said, a kid after my own heart. Mama definitely loves her bagel sandwiches. And that was it for this day. Now for this day, I utilized some leftovers as well as some new things. So my kids are huge on chicken patties. I usually get buns at the Dollar Tree and then get the chicken patties from Walmart. And the kids just love that. And the night before, we had leftover mac and cheese. So here's Mason's plate. He puts a little bit of ketchup on his chicken patty. He has mac and cheese with blueberries. And then from Canada, we had gotten sent some ketchup chips. And we also got sent these little caramel cute little delicious little cakes, so he has that. And then for Maya, she also has a chicken patty with ketchup and some mac and cheese, but she has pickles because she loves herself some pickles, so she has that as like her veggie. And then she also has some of the ketchup chips and the other half of that caramel. There's like 2 little in a package. And then here is Jake's plate. He has some mac and cheese also, and then on his chicken chicken sandwich, he likes mayo, and then he also loves lettuce and tomato. So I put lettuce and tomato on there. He has the everything but the bagel seasoning chips from Trader Joe's. He has some pickles, and then he also has one of those caramel cakes. I was trying to share. I shouldn't have shared. All right. Now here's grilled cheese day, like another really warm thing that I get to do when the kids are home, but that was only my boys. So here was Mason's. Mason started the I want a grilled cheese, so I made them a grilled cheese with some blackberries. He has a fruit leather, some sour cream and onion potato chips, and then half of one of those Nature's Fig bakery bars. I am like missing these Aldi strips. I think we're down to the very last one, and there's no Aldi in my future anytime soon. So I am sad about that. But then Maya didn't want grilled cheese. I don't know what her deal was. She just wasn't in the mood. So I made her more of a picky plate. So she has a yogurt from Trader Joe's, a cheese stick. She has some peanut butter on a couple of crackers. I gave her some Snack Factory pretzels with some hummus. And then she also has blueberries, the other half of that fig bar, and then one of those fruit strips. And then here's Jake's plate. He did want a grilled cheese, but I put ham and tomato on his just to kind of beef it up. He has a bag of those Great Value chips that I dumped out into his tray. He has some black grapes. He has one of those fruit leather strips from Aldi. And then he has a package of these Vanilla Bear graham crackers. And that was it for my 3 kids on this day. Now here's another day that we did chicken patties. Well, at least the boys did. And you can see that Maya had another mind of her own. That happens here, and I always cater to my kids and their likes and dislikes. So chicken sandwiches for my big boys, like I said, and they have the exact same plate. So they have a chicken patty and a half. These buns were really big, and the patties were kind of small in this bag. So I did a patty and a half for each kid. They have the Honey Crisp apple fruit snacks from Trader Joe's, some black grapes, some Doritos, and a cheese stick. Jake ended up putting lettuce and tomato on his. Mason just does ketchup, but Jake loves, lettuce and tomato and mayo on his kind of sandwiches. And then here is Maya. So she had another yogurt from Trader Joe's. I made her a peanut butter and jelly like Uncrustable. She has a cheese stick, some of those apple fruit snacks as well, some black grapes, and then those are some pickle chips from Trader Joe's, which my girl absolutely loves and I highly recommend. So that was it for my 3 kids on this day. It was cheeseburger day in our house this day, and doesn't that look, when a cheeseburger is on these trays, like that is a typical tray from school? I don't know. The cheeseburger is just what gets me every time. The cheeseburger, the chicken sandwich. So I just made the kids some cheeseburgers. This is Mason's plate, of course, because you see an apple. So he has a cheeseburger, an apple, a bag of those Great Value crunchy cheese doodles, some black grapes, and then those are like those croissant sweetbreads that are filled with chocolate that I get from Costco that I gave him as like his sweet kind of treat. And then here's Maya. She also has a cheeseburger, but she has pickles on the side. And then she has a couple of the Tostitos scoops. She has some black grapes. And then she also has one of those, sweet croissants. I think each of the kids ended up taking one of those. And then here is Jake. So he ended up, of course, putting lettuce and tomato on his after I filmed the shot. He has a nice big pickle half. He has these spicy cheese doodle crunchies. He has an orange. And then, like I said, he has one of those croissant desserts. And that's it for the kids on this day. All right, you guys, I just busted out hysterical laughing because when the clip started and I went to begin my voiceover, I realized that it was chicken again. I apologize. I try not to do duplicates, but I swear my kids love chicken sandwiches. Well, at least my big boys are all about the sandwiches. Maya would prefer nuggets. So this is Mason's plate. He has a chicken sandwich, of course, with ketchup. He has some of those white cheddar Cheetos. He has some cookies. Those are like the ones that come in the blue tin during Christmas time. A pear cup and a cheese stick. Here is Jacob's. He also has a chicken patty sandwich, but he has some sliced yellow tomato, the heirloom tomatoes from Trader Joe's, some of those white cheddar puffs, the cookies from the blue tin, the cheddar cheese stick, and then those are the Oh Snap Sassy Bites. Those ones are so good. They have a tangy little bite. And then Maya has pretty much the same thing, except she has one of the large pickles. I get all these little pickle packets from Target, and then she didn't want a sandwich that day, so I just cut her patty up into chunks and she ate it like nuggets. Sorry to be so typical, you guys, but that's what my kids love. All right, we're kind of bringing it back around. We're back to corn dogs, but of course Jake has something different because he doesn't like corn dogs. So I did crunch wraps for dinner, and I made a whole bunch, and we had a bunch of leftovers that we've been eating on for the week. So Jake did another crunch wrap with lettuce and tomato and sour cream on the side. These are the little fruit snacks, those Honeycrisp apple ones from Trader Joe's. And then he has some Tostitos on the side. These are peanut butter cups that I smushed after they were still hot and filled with chocolate pudding. It's like a reverse peanut butter cup cookie. So good. And then a watermelon. So that was Jake's plate. And then here are the little kids. Of course, if it's one corn dog, it's Maya. She has some Cheez-It Snapped, those fruit snacks, those Cheez-It Snaps, you guys. I got them from Target for Daryl, and now everybody has been eating them. She has hers in the barbecue flavor. She has one of those puffed marshmallows filled the vanilla with the chocolate inside, and then some watermelon. And then for Mason, of course, he has 2 of the corn dogs, and then he also has a watermelon. He has some of those Cheez-It Snaps, but he has the cheddar and sour cream and onion. And then he has a peanut butter chewy coated drizzled like granola bar, and I get those from Trader Joe's. All right, and now we're at our last clip, and this was yesterday's, and this was like a mix match of 5,000 different things that the kids wanted all over the place, and I guess that's the joys and benefits of being home. So this was Maya's plate. She had some carrot sticks with some pepperoni and crackers. I put some peanut butter and hummus on the side for whatever she wanted to dunk into whatever. She has one of those fruit and cereal bars, but it's the peach flavor ones. I just got them from Trader Joe's this week. She has some of that synergistically popcorn, but she also has some pickle popcorn because she couldn't decide. And then in the back is almost like a cheese stuffed bread. I was just playing around with some extra dough that I had, and I just rolled it out and put a layer of mozzarella on the inside, and then put another layer of dough on the top, and then just made like giant cheese sticks, giant mozzarella sticks, or cheesy filled bread, and cut it into strips, and all the kids loved it. And I put a little pasta sauce on the side. I did film it, so you guys will see it, coming up soon. And then Jake wanted those, so he had 4 of those with some Duke sticks, a peach cup, some of that synergistically popcorn, and then he has a chewy chocolate and peanut butter protein bar, and I get those from Trader Joe's as well. And then Mason, he was like another all over the place kind of kid. So he had some of that synergistically popcorn. He had one of those cereal bars, but he had a cheese stick. He had a yogurt from Trader Joe's. He had an apple sliced up with some peanut butter and some crackers. And then he had one of those little pizza sticks that I made. I only made 8 of them, and together they ate all of them. So glad I experimented and tried with that. But that was it for the kids on this day, and that concludes this lunch video. All right, you guys, so that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, make sure to give it a huge thumbs up. Now, those Amazon trays that I shared with you guys in all the lunch clips, those are linked in my Amazon store below, but I also have a bunch of links down below for all of the containers that we do use when we're actually sending the kids with lunch out of the home. All of the containers that you see in that playlist of past lunch videos when the kids were going to school and taking their lunch on the go, all of those containers are also linked down below if you guys are looking for new ones, because we have a few that we are ride or die for that we have learned have been huge success for my kids taking their lunches. But again, you guys, I hope that you enjoyed. Subscribe if you are new. I love you guys all so much, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.